V'eshpeiches nafshi lifnei Hashem. All I did was I was pouring my heart, my soul out to Hashem. Says Rashi, what did she mean? Loi adoini. So she like laced it in to the Eli the Kohen Gadol. She says, Eli, you suspect me of being a drunken woman? Don't you have Ruach HaKodesh? Aren't you able to see deeper than just what the outside appearance is? Would you not know? Would you not know that I am not a drunken woman? I'm just having a lot of kavanah. Al titein asamoscha lifnei bas bliyal. Please, do not treat me or push me away like all bas bliyal, like all the bad people. Ki miroiv sichi v'chasi dibarti adhena. Because it is from the abundance of my complaint I spoke. The way I spoke, I'm sorry if I spoke chutzpahdik, but I'm just hurt. And if my feelings are so hurt, that's what caused me to speak maybe in this angry tone. Now there is much, much deeper dilemma, a deeper discussion between Eli, a Kohen Gadol. She's davening from the nicest davening, is the most deep, neshama felt davening, and Eli suspects her of a drunk. What's going on? And why automatically does he suspect her as a drunkard? So one of the Mefarshim, the Gra, says, based on the Ramban, he says every time the Kohen Gadol didn't know what to do, the Kohen Gadol would turn to the Urim V'Tumim and ask the Urim V'Tumim, and the Ramban says that the Urim V'Tumim would not give a straight, clear answer, yes, no. Letters would pop out or shine out from the Urim V'Tumim, and it was the job of the Kohen Gadol to mumble-jumble together the puzzle of the letters together, and hopefully he found the right, correct way how to puzzle the letters together, and he got an answer. So when he turned in this case, he turned to the Urim V'Tumim, and he said, I'm in trouble. I have a woman here. She looks like she's drunk, and I'm a little lost. Help me. So the Urim V'Tumim let out 4 letters. Shin, Chaf, Reish, Hey. Shin, Chaf, Reish, Hey. He said, that's a clear answer. She kaira. She is a drunkard. So he went running, screaming at chana. The truth is, the same 4 letters, if you mumble it, if you jumble it around, mix it around, it is kisara. She is acting like our matriarch Sarah, who did not have children and cried and davened to Hashem. That's exactly what she's doing. Or perhaps ksheira. Ksheira means don't suspect her of being a drunken woman. She's an honest and true good woman. The Rebbe has a beautiful pshat. The Rebbe says that Eli comes and sees Chana, and he sees what she's a hurting person. He sees that something's really bothering her, and he maybe understands even that she's davening for children. But Eli has a problem with this. Eli's problem is in the Beis HaMikdash, in the Mishkan, it's all about Hashem. It's not about you. When you stand in the palace of a king, it's all how you are bottled to the king. So how does somebody have the chutzpah in the palace of the king to ask for personal requests? That's what Eli's claim or fault with Chana was. Chana says my request is not my personal request. My request, if I get my request, if I'm granted, my kid is going to be loaned or given away to Hashem Kol Yamav. It's all about Hashem. And the Rebbe says this is what Rosh Hashanah davening is all about. From one hand, it's a Rosh Hashanah where you're not supposed to ask for personal needs. A Yontif, you're supposed to be celebrate and not ask for personal needs. And yet, on Yontif, on Rosh Hashanah, we do. Why? Because the personal needs of a Yid on Rosh Hashanah is all Aseh L'man Shmecha. How we are going to dedicate what we get, our benefits, our pluses, our credits that you're going to give us all for Hashem. They say the story that Rabbi Yitzchak Mebeditchev was looking to hire a Baltekeya. So many candidates came to offer to be a Baltekeya, and each one said why he deserves to have the position because of the kavanas. And Rabbi Yitzchak Mebeditchev took the simplest folk who had no kavana. He said, "You're my Baltekeya." They were all shocked. So they asked, "What's your kavana?" So originally, he was pushing them away completely. He said, I'm embarrassed. But in the end, they were pushing him. He said, Micah, I'm telling you the truth. I'm a very simple person. When I blow the shofar, I say to Hashem, I have 3 daughters. I need money to marry them off. Help me. That's it. That's the kavanah Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Mebeditchev wanted the Baltekeya to have. Simple, from heart to heart. I want to marry off my child to live a good Jewish life, and it's all for you. It's all L'man Shmecha. So, Vayan Eli Vayomer, Eli responds to her. Now he sees, she's not just a regular. She's not a drunkard. She's not just even a regular woman. She's a special woman. And he says, L'chi l'sholem, go in peace. V'elikei Yisrael yitin eshalasech. And the God of Bnei Yisrael should give you your request, Asher sha'alta me'imai, the request that you asked from him. Vataymer, and she says, Timtza shivchascha chen beinecha, I hope that your maidservant found grace in your eyes. It's such a special bracha. Vatela cha'isha l'darka, and the woman Chana left. Vatoichal, and now she eats, she's all happy. Ufaneha loy hoyu la'oid, and she did not have any sad face anymore, which is an amazing point. She's not pregnant yet, but the tzaddik, the kohen gadol, promises or gives a bracha, and she's already walking around sure. She's not sad anymore. Ufaneha loy hoyu la'oid. Vayashkimu b'boker. They woke up next morning early. Vayishtachvu l'fnei Hashem. They prostrated for Hashem. Vayashuvu. They returned. Vayavoyu al beisam haramasa. They went back to their home. Vayeda Elkanah chana ishtay, and Elkanah and Chana ishtay had relationship. Vayizkira Hashem, and Hashem remembered her. Vayhi l'skufas hayomim, and it was when the time came. Vatar Chana. And Chana became pregnant. Vatelad Bain, she gave birth to a child. Vatikra Shmoi Shmuel. Vatikra Shmoi Shmuel, she called the child Shmuel. Kimei Hashem She'iltiv, because this child, I asked him from Hashem. This is what I asked for. It came the next season when Elkanah would travel up to the Mishkan. Elkanah was about to go with his family up to Mishkan Shiloi, as Zevach Hayomim, the typical carbon that they would bring from the next Yom Tiv, Ves Nidroi, and his pledge. He always, they're coming to Mishkan from time to time, he always made different pledges that when I go, I'll bring this for this good thing to happen to me, this good thing. But V'chana lo Chana did not want to leave. Why? Ki amra liisha, she said to her husband, please, my baby is still small, a young child. Ad yigomel hanar, until the child is weaned, which Rashi says, 22 months. Let him be 22 months old. When he becomes 22 months old, Vaviyasiv, I will bring him to the Mishkan, V'niras pnei Hashem, and he will see, and he will be brought to Hashem, and he will appear pnei Hashem, v'yoshav sham ad olam, and he will be there forever. Now, Rashi says, olam for a regular Levi is 50 years. Because a Levi that's older than 50 years doesn't do any avodah anymore. And Shmuel was taka 52 years when he passed away. The first 22 months, she still didn't bring him. And when he came there, for 50 years was his life. 50 plus the 2. That's what it means forever. Vayomer la Elkanah Isha, so Elkanah, her husband, says to her, Asi atay beinayich, do whatever you feel is right. Shvi, stay at Gamle Chaise till the child is weaned. Ach Yakim Hashem as Devari. All I pray is that Hashem should fulfill His word, that the child that you asked for is the Zera Anashim, the special child, that should be fulfilled all the brachas. And as the Rashi says, a beautiful pirush from the Medrash, that a Baskar would come out and say, a great tzaddik is about to be born and the name is Shmuel. A great tzaddik is about to be born and the name is Shmuel. And every child, every woman that gave birth would call her child Shmuel, hoping that her son is the great child. But they were never sure. When this child was born and his name was Shmuel and everybody saw how great he was and how his actions were perfect, they said, Roi Maisav, Daima Shezehu. We all agree that this must be the Shmuel HaTzadik. Vatesha ve'isha, vatenek is ma ad gamel oisei. The woman stayed behind, and she nursed her son until he weaned. Vataleu ima, she brought the son up. Kashe gemalasu, after he was weaned, befardim shleisha, she brought brought along to celebrate, to say thank you. She brought 3 bulls. The efa achas kemach, and the efa is a measurement of flour. The nevel yayin, and a jug of wine. Vatvi'eu beis Hashem Shilei, she brought it to the house of Hashem in Shilei. Vahanar nar, and the child was a young child. He was 22 months. Vayishchatu asapar, they shechted the par. Vayaviu asanar al Eli, they brought the child to Eli. Kohen Gadol, this is the child. Vatoimer, and she says to Eli, Bi Adoni, please the Lord. Chei nafshecha Adoni. Ani isha hanitzeva simcha bazeh. I am the woman who is standing here with you. Bazeh lehispalel al Hashem. For this, I was standing with you to daven for Hashem. El hanar hazeh hispalolti. I was praying for this child. And Baruch Hashem, Vayitin Hashem li asher lasi, Hashem granted me my request, asher she'alti me'imai, what I have asked from Him. V'gam anoichi hishaltiu l'Hashem, and as I pledged, as I promised, I will loan him to Hashem. I have lent him to Hashem, kol hayomim, all the days. As Rashi says, as people loan different utensils, that's the same way she's giving Shmuel to Hashem. You can't punish him. This is something on loan. Ashahoyahu shol Hashem, vayishtachvu sham Hashem, and they prostrated there to Hashem. That's the story. And the next couple of psukim goes the tefillah. Chana is thanking Hashem now. Vatispalo Chana v'toimer, Chana praised Hashem, and she says. And over here, there's a basic difference between this tefillah and the previous tefillah. In the previous tefillah, she was doing it quietly and nobody heard, and everything we know about it is from her heart. Now she's proud and loud, v'toimer, and she says. And actually, in this tefillah, in these couple of psukim that she thanks Hashem, there is 9 times mentioned Hashem's name, corresponding to the 9 brachas we say in Shemoneh Esrei. To the 9 brachas we say in Shemoneh Esrei, 9 times Hashem's name is mentioned there. And she says, Olatz libi b'Hashem. My heart has rejoiced b'Hashem, because of Hashem, of what He did to me. Hashem granted me my request. Rama karni b'Hashem. My horn has been raised by Hashem. What does this mean? So simple taich is that she was her heart was full of sorrow when she was didn't have children. Hashem made her able to celebrate. Others say that this Chana was an amazing woman. The history during that time was not good for Jews. The children, the people were not following Hashem. And yet, you would think somebody who doesn't have a child would say, listen, as long as I don't have the child, I don't have the risk of Rahman al-Islam having a bad child. Big deal. No, Chana says, Olatz nafshi b'Hashem. I'm happy for this because this one is going to be for Hashem. Olatz libi b'Hashem. She went in Mesiras Nefesh. Olatz, ayin lamed tzadik, is the same numerical value of Kates, 190, responding to the 100-year-old Avraham Avinu that had a son, and the 90-year-old Sarah Imenu that had a son. That's Olatz libi b'Hashem. Rama karni b'Hashem. My horn, a horn is meaning who I am, what I'm known for, has been raised by Hashem. Rachav pi al oivai. My mouth is opened against my enemies. Now I have what to say. They're always laughing at me. Now I say, aha, look, you cried Hashem, Hashem listens. Ki samachti b'yeshuasecha, for I have rejoiced in your salvation. He says, Hashem, this is for you. She says, Ein Kadosh Kashem. This is a very famous pasuk that we say in davening. Ein Kadosh Kashem. There is none as holy as Hashem. Ki ein biltecha, because there is nothing beside you. You are it, and there is nothing as holy as Hashem. Ve'ein sur kelikenu. And there is, the literal translation, sur is rock, a rock. There's no one solid, strong like our God. But Rashi actually says what the Gemara says. Sur also means a tzayer, a artist. There's no greater artist drawing a picture than Hashem. Hashem, when He creates a world, it's not a blurgy picture, a schmutzige picture, not clean, not edel, and not exact. Hashem's picture is from head to toe, every single detail, picture perfect. Al tarbu tedabru gevoya yetze asuk mipechem. Again, al tarbu tedabru gevoya. Do not increasingly speak. Gevoya means like arrogant. Gevoya yetze asuk mipechem, because arrogance came out of your mouth. Don't keep it up. She was saying this against Pnina. Don't be so arrogant. Kikeil deis Hashem, because Hashem is a God of thoughts. V'loin niskenu alilos, and to Him the deeds are counted. V'loi, even though it says with an aleph, it's v'loi with a vav. He sees everything. He knows everything. Keshes gibarim chatim. The bows and the keshes of a gibarim, of the mighty ones, chatim, will be broken. You think you're strong, you'll be victorious by Hashem. It's nothing. V'nichshalim, from the other hand, those who you think stumble, azru chayil, they have the strength. Sveim balechem, those who are satiated with bread. Whoa, you think they're full? The full. Niskaru, they will be high. They will look for a job to make bread. Or re'evim, those who were hungry, chadelu, they won't have to work. That's how, in the eyes of Hashem, it's a completely different picture. Adakara yolda shiva, until the woman that was an akara who couldn't have children was blessed to give birth to 7 children. As we learned later on, Chana had eventually 7 children. V'rabas banim umlola, and the one who had an abundance of children, Nebuch, she buried all her children. Penina, the pasuk says, Chazal tell us she all her children she had to bury. Hashem mei misamachaya. Hashem is the one that kills, and Hashem is the one that gives life. Moirid sha'oil vayal. Hashem is the one that brings a person down to his grave, and vayal, and tchias amesim, he brings him up. Hashem moirish. Hashem makes somebody, God forbid, poor. Umashir, he makes him rich. Mashpil, he brings him down. Af miraimim, also lifts him up. Make him a offer dole. Hashem lifts up a dole, a poor man, from the dust. May ashpais, from garbage, yarim evyon, he lifts up a poor man. Lahaishiv, these poor people who are homeless and in the dust and the schmutz, lahaishiv, he raises them up to sit in the divim. They sit with princes. V'chisei kaved yanchileim, and they will inherit thrones of honor. How is this turnaround? Ki la Hashem mitzukei aretz, because Hashem, the mitzukei aretz, the pillars of the world are in the hands of Hashem. Vayoshes aleim tevel, and on those pillars Hashem has placed the world. Raglei chasidav yishmer, we should all know that Hashem, Raglei chasidav yishmer, the feet of those who are his chasidim, of the pious ones, Hashem will keep. Or Rishayim b'choshech yidamu, and the Rishayim, the wicked ones, shall be cut off in darkness. Ki loy b'koyach yigbar ish. It's not with strength that a person will prevail. The last pasuk, Hashem yechatu merivav olav, b'shamayim yareim Hashem. Hashem, again, pasuk yud. Hashem yechatu merivav olav. Hashem will strive with those who fight Rahman al against Hashem. They will be broken. Bashamayim yareim Hashem. Hashem, upon him, those who fight Hashem, Hashem will thunder the heaven. Yadin afsei aretz. Hashem will judge the ends of the world. V'yitain oiz lemalkoi, and he will grant strength to his melech, to his king. V'yarem kerem mishichoi, and he will raise the horn of his Mashiach, his anointed one, which over here again we know that Shmuel anointed David, and David is Melech HaMashiach.